Hello, my friends, and welcome back. A few days ago, I posted a video talking about the club and the new forming club looking for members. And how they look for members, they call them out and say, who are you with? Who are you with? Show your allegiance for me. Oh, you're not with me. Okay, I'm going to get you in the future. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and so on. So the other club is forming, which is China, Russia, possibly India, maybe Brazil, South Africa, which is part of the BRICS economic forum or alliance. And not only that, there are countries who countries that are resisting the pressure put on them. It's in maybe Pakistan too. They're put on them. Serbia too. South America, there are many over there that are just waiting to see what's going on. Venezuela for certain. So now is the turn of the United States to, after they sent, I would say sent, the Japanese prime minister around to try to tell guys in the Southeast Asia and ask them, hey, who are you with? Who are you with? We're going to invest, be with us, leave those bad people alone, and so on. Now, there's a summit, the Asian summit, and let me read you about what was talked about there, and very frightening, I would say, what United States stated. So this is it's a summit of the 10-member Association of Southeast Asia nations. So this occurs right now. This article comes from Reuters from May 13, 2025, and by David Brunstrom and Michael Martina, or Michael, and Trevor Honeycutt. Sounds close to something else. And U.S., this is the title, U.S. tells Southeastern Asian leaders it will be in region for generations. Whoa, shivers right here. I tell you, when I used to be living in Romania, the Romanians were talking about now the old generations. Oh, the Americans, if they come, we were waiting for the Americans to come after the Second World War. When we Romania was dropped on Soviets' lap by the free world. We were thrown on that, and then they say, oh, it's an iron curtain. Churchill, who made that iron curtain that you were talking about? All right. So nevertheless, we're talking about Americans to come. Americans, oh, maybe the Americans. After the so-called revolution in 1989, when Ceausescu was killed like a dog with orders from and all that, but Romanians did it, right? Because that's how it works. Then again, Americans, European Americans, and so on. But people are not taught history. And I'm not talking about history because they're taught history, but history could be taught with lies, could be taught with omissions, with interpretations, with euphemisms, and so on. So then they wanted America to come. Now America is there. European is there. How is your life, Romanians? Great? Okay, good to hear that. Are you independent? Is the country independent? Does whatever it wants? No. You have to ask the boss first, and then you act in major stuff. You're just like a reflexive. Can't remember the name of the movie, but that I watched a long time ago. I don't watch movies, just so you know. So it says here, Washington, May 13, the United States told Southeastern Asia leaders on Friday that it would remain in the region for generations and stressed the need to maintain freedom of the seas, which Washington says is challenged by China. This freedom of the seas is we let people go when we let them go and ship around. But when a country does things that we do not control, then that's no more freedom. So what do you mean the freedom of the sea? I haven't heard China saying, no, guys, nobody goes around, maybe around their islands or territorial waters, But it's not about all that, because you're going to see the countries involved here are not about no South China Sea and Japan and no. It's not that. So basically, I say freedom of the sea under our total control and supervision. And when someone else, China in this case, tries to do things on its own as an independent country, hey, there's no freedom of the sea, because it's not our freedom of the sea. According to a summit, blah, 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 Vice President Kamala Harris. Oh my God, if they got her over there, we're in bad shape. And you guys over there, who she promises the generations will be here, it's bad. No, I don't have, and I shouldn't have, and there is no value on this person, on this official, U.S. official, okay? No. Kamala Harris is not, I don't like, I can't say more, it's YouTube, right? So anyway, so she said the region was a U.S. priority. The United States and ASEAN have shared a vision for this region, and together we will guard against threats to international rules and norms, she said. So much hypocrisy. I don't have time to go over that. It would take me hours just to enumerate. She did not mention China, which Washington accuses of using coercion against its neighbors by name. And these guys are not using coercion, right? Remember Solomon Islands? Oh my God, they all jumped to the roof. Australia, United States, they destroyed the status quo of the Pacific family. Because Solomon Islands decided to make an independent decision that was not approved by the self-imposed and self-assigned and self-whatever bosses. We stand with our allies and partners in defending the maritime rules-based order. Our order. That's what you should, which includes freedom of navigation and international law. Really? You talk about international law and freedom of navigation. I was like, okay. As an Indo-Pacific nation, the United States will be present and continue to be engaged in Southeast Asia for generations to come. You see how the United States crept into the Indian region through the Pacific, because the Pacific is with Indian Ocean, I guess, or something, which by their geography, it's right there. So they, it's like by association is, let's say, I would say that China is an Asian European country, because, it's associated with Russia, and Russia is half in Europe. There you have it. So China is right there. Should participate in European matters through Russia's association. It's like this guy. Oh, we have a Pacific Indo. Just look at this little thing here, the globe, and see where is India, where is the Indian Ocean, where is the Pacific Ocean, what countries, what islands are in between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific, and you figured out what these guys are talking about. But nevertheless, so they will do this, and we'll find out here that President Joe Biden started a summit bringing together Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam by hosting a dinner for the leaders at the White House on Thursday. I don't want to make jokes. Anyway, so we have here that the problem is they want to, Washington promised, this is where it is. Washington promised $150 million to help improve infrastructure. So that is, be with me, I'm going to give you this. That's the first step. You don't do this, I'm going to do some sanctions on you, or some regime change will just occur by surprise in your country. So we'll invest $150 million to help improve infrastructure, security, pandemic preparedness, and other projects. But U.S. spending pales in comparison to that of China. So that's the problem, China. And the thing is, China challenges the United States in this kind of tactic: money. In Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia. In November alone, Beijing pledged 1.5 billion. Oh, that was 150 million. And this is 1.5 billion in development assistance to them over 3 years to fight COVID and fuel economic recovery. U.S. officials concede Washington needs to step up its game in the region. Well, there you have it. This is the everybody's gathering and say, hey, are you with me? Are you with me? Are you against me? Who's with me? I'm going to give you money. And the other club is like, hey, are you with me? Are you against me? This is the money. And China has more money at this point than the bankrupt the other side, which keeps printing still the money that other people use as a world currency. It's unbelievable. And then you have the IMF, right, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank, who are also under the tutelage of the United States, right? International Monetary, yeah. So they give all kind of loans to everybody, right? Yes, yes. It's just the same tactic, the same tactic. Now they colonize these kind of things, these countries, not by military means, by economic means. They strangle them like this. And they have the power. And it's hard. Look at North Korea, for instance. Try to be independent, build that thing, and then not be that crazy. I'm not about talking about that, but at least economically strangle. Look at Cuba. Cuba, for how many years is strangled with an embargo from these guys and still alive. Life it is that it is. But why? Because of the leadership. But you support, let's say, other regimes and how do you call it? Kings and queens and other, not queens, kings and other areas that do, I would say, equally bad crimes as as bad as Cuba. Let's put it this way: if Cuba made crime, it's a communist country, and Fidel Castro and so on. So yeah, if you want to go by that, it's a hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. International law. Just remember 1999 Yugoslavia bombing. How international law was respected by NATO by bombing that. Look at that one. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.